Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Christmas DIY video. Today we are DIYing with Christmas ribbon. So there's going to be ribbon incorporated into every one of these DIYs. I hope that you enjoy them as much as I did. Let's get started. All right, so first up, I've got a sign. This is from Hobby Lobby that I picked up on clearance. You can find these on clearance all the time at Hobby Lobby, or thrift them, or an old sign maybe that you don't like anymore. And there's also signs like similar to this at the Dollar Tree. The reason I love these ones from Hobby Lobby is because they're usually more substantial and can stand up good on their own. But we're going to start by giving this a couple of coats of white. I'm going to do the sides and the top. We are going to cover the top a bit, but I wanted to make sure none of that writing came through. And I do end up taking the hanger off of the back as well. We're going to just use this as a shelf sitter since it's wide enough to be able to do that with. Once the paint is dry, I'm just using a glue stick and some scrap craft paper. I'm going for a little bit more of a vintagey Christmas theme with today's video, but you can change this up obviously based on your taste. So I had this little piece of craft paper. This is pretty thin, so the glue stick worked very nicely as far as not having wrinkles, although the iron-on method with Mod Podge would have worked. I did use my brayer to smooth that out. And then I'm just kind of creasing the edges. I'm going to give that a little bit to dry. And then I'm going to use sanding block very gently because this is thin paper, sanding away. I'm speeding this up, so I was doing it gently. And just to get some nice crisp edges. You can see there is a little bit of wrinkling there, but in the end, you cannot see that at all. So here I did smooth it out just a little bit more. Okay, so I went into my stash. All of these ribbons are from Dollar Tree, but I did not buy any for this. I don't do a ton with ribbons because I don't do a ton of things that need like big bows. This particular ribbon here wouldn't be the easiest one to like tie up because it is like thicker. But anyways, I just pulled out some that I thought went well together. This one burlap ribbon, I'm just cutting off the wire because I didn't want the wired edge. And right now I'm just kind of guesstimating the size, but we're going to cut them into strips. The fatter ribbons, I'm just making them thinner. And then I have a couple of these really sparkly ribbons from Dollar Tree. They do shed horribly, but I'm going to show you how you can solve that. And then I pulled out a piece of scrap ribbon from a bag. I literally save like not every scrap, but a lot of scraps because they do come in handy. So right now you see I'm just going to be making like a Christmas tree. Initially I was just laying it out here to kind of get an idea of like my pattern that I wanted to do, trying to figure out how I wanted to lay them out. The burlap ribbon will blend in with the background pretty good, but I thought it broke up like all of the bright colors. So anyways, I'm just trimming them down, getting an idea for it, and then we're going to begin assembling our Christmas tree. I'll admit, when I was doing these crafts, I was having a hard time getting in the Christmas mode. So I put on Christmas music on YouTube on my TV to kind of get me going. But I'm really excited for Christmas because I love Christmas. I love Christmas decor so much. All right, so I'm going in with some Mod Podge and we're just gonna build our tree. This ribbon is really, really thick, so it took me a little bit to figure out like how much like to put on the ribbon or on the base. But I just kept going, this is like majorly sped up. But I didn't want to put too much Mod Podge because I didn't want the craft paper to like curl back up. I probably could have gone back in with, if I had done the whole thing with Mod Podge and not the glue stick at the end, I could have gone back in with a piece of parchment paper and ironed it on. But that's okay. So I'm just going to build our tree and I just maintain the pattern that I had kind of created with it. These ribbons are different, but they go together. And then I'm taking a little bit of white paint and just kind of going over the edges. I wanted a little bit thicker, so I went back in here and I liked how it looked after I smeared it with my finger, so I did like a quick swipe. And yeah, you can do that or not do that. You can do totally different colors, whatever you like, but I love how this one came out. This was super fun and a great way to use up some ribbon that I have on hand. I always want to pick up ribbon, but I'm like, I don't know what to do with it because I don't know. What do you do with ribbon besides bows? Well, that is what I'm showing you in today's video. Okay, for this next one, we're gonna use similar ribbons because I wanted to kind of make them all cohesive, all of the DIYs rather. So I'm cutting down this ribbon. Again, this is a pretty hefty ribbon. I'm using my paper cutter because I wanted really straight lines for this. And we're gonna make ourselves a little ornament. I'm gonna cut this ribbon down to the size that I want. For my words, I'm gonna use some Scrabble pieces, buy some old games, at the thrift store. This was once a game that I owned and different things were broken on it, so I got rid of it, but I kept the pieces. But you could also use some little wood letters or whatever you want. You could put names. This would be really cute to do names for your family, but I just decided to put Noel, and then, which is also someone's name, but and I just was kind of figuring out where I wanted to line them up. I'm using some hot glue, and it does go through just a little bit, so I just was picking it up so it wouldn't stick to the paper. But like I said, this ribbon is very thick, and which I thought made it good because it was a little bit stiffer, so it wouldn't like curl and stuff as an ornament hanging. But you could always put some ribbon on like a piece of cardstock if you wanted. And so for the top, we're just going to fold over the top. I'm just going to use a piece of twine. And I kind of wish I hadn't glued the twine, because then I could have adjusted it, moved it around if I needed to. I wish I had just kind of hot glued the end of the flap over, like where I'm going to put some hot glue right here. I wish I had just done that, but it worked just fine. But I thought this was a really simple way to make a little bit of a hanger. Could also thread on some little beads. That would be cute. I'm pulling out this little green sparkly bow from my stash. This is from the Dollar Tree. They seem to have them every year. But it was a little too bright. The silver was a little too silver. So I just took a little bit of brown paint, just one that I had in my stash, on a paper towel and smudged it on. And then I'm putting a little dab of hot glue because I'm going to need to trim off this twist tie, but that is what is holding the bow together. So I put a little dab of glue underneath, trimmed off the twist tie, and we're going to hot glue this to the top. I liked the green bow. I did have them in red, but I wanted to you can't see a ton of the green in the ribbon, and I just wanted to kind of bring that out. And then I just trimmed off my twine, burned off the fuzzies, and I'm just going to make a little bit of a knot here for the hanger for our tree. I don't have any trees up yet to display these on, although I might by next week's video. I might put up a small tree upstairs just for this purpose. But that's how that one came out, and I was thrilled with that one as well. All right, so for this last DIY, I have these cardboard tree forms. These are from Hobby Lobby. Get them now, 50% off. They also have styrofoam ones. I don't remember the price because these were the last two I had, but they came in a pack with several, and they were a really, really good price. So I am going to use this ribbon. This ribbon, like I said, very sparkly, a little messy, but that's okay. We'll clean it up afterwards. And at the top, I'm putting a lot of glue. And what I'm doing is I'm putting glue and I'm scrunching it as we go. You'll see, I'm just going to kind of let you see some of that. But that gave the tree a lot of texture. If I had just tried to wrap it smooth, I would have had gaps where you'd see the cardboard. And I loved the texture that this gave. So we're just going to continue going along. While you watch that, I figure I would mention my name is Leanne. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you like what you see and you consider subscribing. Just hit the subscribe button and then turn on your notification bell. That'll pop up after you hit the subscribe button. That's just how you will, how you're likely to have YouTube show you my videos in the future. But I enjoy sharing budget-friendly and easy DIYs here on this channel. All right, so when I got to the bottom of the ribbon, I kind of wrapped it around the bottom. I just wanted the edge to be fully covered. And then I did this also in a red as well. Now to seal in the Mod Podge, or seal in the glitter, I'm doing a heavy coat of Mod Podge. Now this will change the appearance a little bit. So another option is hairspray. I do that on a lot of Christmas items. I just picked up some glittery bottle brush trees from Dollar Tree, and I always just give them a coat of hairspray, and that helps attach the glitter as well. So if you don't want to change up any, the appearance at all. But I don't mind a little bit of glitter at Christmas time. I just feel like it looks so pretty with all the lights, but I did want to prevent it from shedding. And now once that was done, I was like, I kind of want it a little bit more vintagey. Like I said, I was kind of going for like an older rustic vintage look. So I'm just going in with a little bit of antique wax and a stencil brush, kind of getting the bulk of that off onto a paper towel. and just kind of going around it. I wanted, I want the color still. I want still some of that glitter, but I didn't want it to be as bright and shiny for this particular DIY. So that is just an option. You could also use a little bit of brown paint, but I'm using my antique wax, and it worked perfectly, and I got the look that I was going for. So this definitely was the way to do it. And that's all I did for those trees. You could do a whole little village of them. Here you can kind of see the different textures, like the waves, the layers that I got when I was just kind of squishing it around as I was going. I don't really know how to explain it, but you got to see it. Guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. That's a very simple way to help me out. It helps my channel out a ton. YouTube pays attention to those kinds of things. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know which one was your favorite. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.